Okay, so we have a couple jobs we're going to be working on here. This is going to be for a kitchen. We're going to be doing an L-shaped type. This is just a rough drawing. L-shaped type bench seating. It's going to be two boxes essentially. One's going to be 45 inches. One's going to be 48. That's going to be the second part of this. The first part of this project is going to be the dining room table. It's going to just be a basic table. It's going to be 48 by 34. It's not going to be a very big table. It's going to a smaller space around this L-shaped nook, and there's some of the measurements that we have, from our legs. We're going to be using not real thick legs. They're going to be 2.5 inches in width and depth, I guess you'd call it, square. So that's going to be rough. Then we're going to have about 2.5 inch stretchers and aprons, and then the top is going to be 48 by 34. Hope you can see this. This is just, like I said, a rough drawing we're going to draw out. I like to do it this way because it's more therapeutic, but it also lets me lay out everything a little easier, get a better idea, get a cut less easier, and it's also faster than doing SketchUp, which I sometimes use, but I'm pretty lazy when it comes to that, and I'm really busy, so I try to be as fast as possible, get the measurements, get the cut list, and get going. So we're going to do this part first. We already started with the legs, and now we're going to start cutting up the frame pieces and the top. And this is going to be painted, both are going to be painted all white paint, and then the top's going to be a white stain, just for better protection. All right, let's go. Okay, so my next order is going to be a pretty big order. So it's going to be a two-part order. It's going to be, first part, we're going to be building a dining room table out of alpaca. We're going to be painting and staining it white. The frame will be white paint with a couple coats of primer, and the top will be white stain. It will be a poly-based white stain. So we're using some 8/4 popper for the frame, the legs. We're going to laminate, and then we're going to have this 5 6/4 up here will be for the top. So the dimensions are going to be, I believe, 48 by 34. It's going to be a rectangular shaped table, just square legs, rectangular. They don't want taper, nothing fancy. So it's going to be a straightforward type build here. So we're going to start with the lumber. We're going to start with the legs. We're going to laminate some legs if we need to, and then we're going to we'll do the frame and then the tops. All right, let's go. All right, so let's cut these frame pieces down to the final length here. Okay, so now we're going to cut these legs down to the final length of 29 inches. So we're going to cut this end first, because these are ends straight if they're glue up. So we're going to do one end first and all of them. Then we'll come back and cut that final length. Okay, so we essentially have all of our pieces to build our table frame. So we have our legs here, they're going to be 2.5 inches square, and we have our frames, which are 2 3/4 inches in width and 37 inches long, just over an inch thick, like an inch and a quarter roughly. These are, I think, 6/4. Then we have these 23-inch long, these are our side stretchers. And that's it. So we're going to run these through the router. We're going to run a chamfer on the bottom edge of the frame pieces and all 4 sides of the legs. Debating if I'm going to use the router table or just use a trim router. Trim router will obviously be faster and probably a little easier. The router table, I think, is just a little bit nicer cut sometimes. So we'll see. Either way, it's the same process. So we're going to run this through now, and then we're going to do a final sanding, and then we're going to get ready for joinery. All right, let's go. Probably really can't see them in the camera, but if you look close, you'll see these little, where you can see the joint a little bit here. So I'm just going to put a little wood putty in here, since we are going to be painting these frames. So I don't have to go crazy with it, just to try to hide it a little bit. Just very, very little. Just rub it in, just with your fingers. Let me see if I can zoom in so you can see. See right there. Now it's pretty much gone. That's all we're going to do. Okay, so all these pieces are milled up now. I'm going to set up for joinery now. We're going to build this frame, at least initially, then we'll do the top with this 6/4 or 5/4 up top here. I think it's 5/4, sorry. And we'll do the top with that. But now we're gonna set joinery up for this. It's just gonna be 4 legs, aprons, and stretchers, just tops, no bottoms or nothing. It's just gonna be pretty straightforward. We're gonna use mortise tenon joinery with the domino. I know it's not popular, but to do that, but I actually have to kind of get this done. I have this, and I have 2 other orders I want to try to get done within the next week and a half. So I have about 8 days, 9 days to get this part of the order done, and then another 3 variety of cover order done. All right, let's go. Okay, so I like to lay out 2 dominoes, evenly spaced with my joint. Just kind of mark it. I use a combination square. Okay, these what I like to transfer it over to the legs are, obviously I already have this one here for the top mortise, so that's pretty simple. I like to go all the way around on the legs. so we have that. Now we need this. So I like to lay this out flush. Put a little tick mark here. Take another combination square and line it up with that tick mark. We could do this that way. It's on your joint itself. Let's go all the way around. Since your domino will be sitting, the plate will be sitting on the other side from where you plunge. So you kind of need to know. It's just easy to remember. Okay, I like to put like a little X here because I know that's where we're going to be putting our mortise. And then this side is what we're going to have the plate sit on to do it. Alright, so repeat all 4 legs now. So now we're going to do the legs, and the legs we're going to put mortises here, but I want to have a little reveal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this little spacer here. Actually, I'm sorry, you want to put the spacer here. That will give you your little reveal space here. So I'm going to turn my domino on. I think the easiest way for me, at least, on the domino. So this is the top of the leg. If you see there. Let's cut it all the way out. See a little squeeze out here. Perfect. Okay, see here I'm just milling up the tops, or the top, and we're going to, so we cut on the track saw, we cut on the miter saw to the rough length, and now we're going to cut the final width roughly on the table saw. So it's going to be 4 pieces we're going to be gluing up, laminating. So they're going to be 10, 10, 10 roughly, and 4. So it's going to be 34 inches wide. And when it's done, it'll 48 inches long, but right now we're at 50 inches. All right, let's go. a 3-inch overhang on all 4 sides. This table's pretty much done. We're going to be staining the top white and painting the frame white. So we're going to do one more quick sanding, but this is pretty much it for this part.